Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today, we're going to look. It's Thanksgiving week, and we're going to dig into what historically has happened on Thanksgiving week. I did an emergency update video yesterday, Sunday. Don't usually do that. Go and check this out. This video will be a continuation of that video. But as promised yesterday, I wanted to dig in a little deeper into what has historically happened on the week of Thanksgiving. What can we expect from the Bitcoin price? And before we do that, of course, as you know, if you're a regular watcher of the show, we're going to smash that like button. This does help get this content out to more people and does help support the channel. I do really appreciate all the kind words that you take the time to write in the comment section below and all the questions that get asked there. I do get back to those as soon as I am able to. There is a cheat sheet below. What is the cheat sheet? That is my crypto roadmap to success. If you're new to the channel, that is free. It's a free resource. You can find that link in the description of this video just below. You might have to click on the more button, then the description will pop out and there's the top link there. I also have linked there my Twitter, which is also below. So if you are not in the Discord, and the Discord link is also below in the description of this video, there are plans there that you can get signed up with. The Stocks with Josh Discord. I am in the crypto channel there daily, as well as I have my own Crown Traders channel, and I am updating there regularly. I am going to be updating a little bit more regularly on Twitter. So that link is also Twitter. I should say X. Somebody corrected me. It is now called X. Yes. So X is below as well. Okay, so we're going to jump into some of the things that have historically happened during Thanksgiving week. We're going to start with 2023, which is the last Thanksgiving. Is the drop was on Monday, which is today, and the bottom came in on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, and there was only a 6-point drop, and a 6-point drop from the current high that we have. Bitcoin's current all-time high is about $92,000 to $93,000. Okay, so that is 2023. Okay, and this, of course, is when the bull run was happening, and we're in a bull run, so we have 6% there. Now, going back to 2022, which was in a bear market, the Sunday drop, there was a drop Sunday, which was yesterday, and we did see a bit of a drop Sunday. It was about 4%. And maybe, will that be that, somebody asked, is this it? Was that the drop? Well, that was a drop for ants. So it's possible that it was, and that might be it. Although traditionally, the Monday low, the Monday was the low, okay? And so far, we're not seeing that. We're seeing the Monday is not the low. And so there was a Sunday drop and Monday low, but it rebounded by Thursday of Thanksgiving, and there was a 7% drop, which again put us around the same level, around 92, 93 right there. And then as we go into Thanksgiving week part 3, 2021. Now, this was when the bear market kind of went into full capitulation mode. The bull market transitioned into the bear market. And so there was a 10% drop, and there was a Sunday drop and a Friday low. Came in the day after Thanksgiving, so that would have been the time to load your bags, except it rebounded, and if you didn't quickly get out or have stop losses, the whole market capitulated down, and we ended up going all the way down to $15,000, $16,000. So 10% drop does bring us into 89K into play, okay? So that's, but 2020, which was the year of the halving, which is the year that we're currently in 4 years ago, was a 17% drop, and was the day before Thanksgiving on the Wednesday when everybody was getting ready and when everybody was pumped up, the market was pumping, everything was great, and all of a sudden the day before, bang, it was the drop. And Thursday, the day of Thanksgiving, was the low, and the recovery of the drop, it was fully recovered by Monday. So whatever drop that happened that started on Wednesday and the low came in Thursday had been fully recovered by the Monday following. A 17% drop takes us to about the 83K level. So I want to know, what do you think is going to happen the week of Thanksgiving? What will be, I want to know your prediction for the low of the week. What is going to be the low of the Thanksgiving week? Okay, what is that low going to be? And what day do you think that low is going to come on? Do you think that history is going to repeat exactly and we're going to get the drop on Wednesday, and that the low is going to come in on Thursday while we're all spending time with our family and friends? And we can tell, hey, it's time to buy the dip, guys. Instead of dipping your turkey in gravy, or putting the dip on the gravy on the turkey, I mean. So let me know what your thoughts are there. I would love to hear what you think and why. There are some very, very interesting takes on what could possibly happen. And maybe the dip will happen today. Maybe the dip already happened yesterday. We've got to think of that as a possibility, that the Thanksgiving week low already happened in one single day. But certainly that would be going against what has historically happened. Usually there is a drip, a drip dip, and there is some kind of a low in the week of Thanksgiving there. Very interesting. Okay, let's look at the Bitcoin charts. And as you see yesterday, we did close under this Fibonacci level here. If we break it down to the 4-hour time frame, we made a close under here. And so, which would have led me to normally think, well, this level is more likely to come into play at some point this week. But then after the close, while I was sleeping, Bitcoin has popped above. It has popped above and has retested as support, but it's kind of like flirted with this line a little bit. A little bit of indecision. It's gone up, it's gone down. I mean, if you're trying to trade Bitcoin at the moment, you'll just be getting into the trade, getting stopped out of the trade. And so a little crazy. If we look at the weekly time frame, there was the candle there that closed below. Look at the previous weekly candle. It closed above the key Fibonacci level. This one closed above the key Fibonacci level here of 92, but under this one here. And this one here also closed above this key Fibonacci level. This weekly candle also closed above this key Fibonacci level there as well. And there's another Fibonacci level here as well, which the previous 2 weeks candle closed above as well. So this is the first time that we've seen Bitcoin in a number of weeks close underneath the Fibonacci level here, the 2 up here at 97,955. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see what plays out from here. I think the probabilities. Now, look, there are no certainties or guarantees in trading. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Okay, so let's look at a couple of scenarios that could play out here. Scenario number 1 is we actually retest this as support and actually properly clear away. Now, we are banging away 1, 2, 3, 4 days. We are pounding away, sometimes 5, 6, 7. That would lead us to, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 more days. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We bang away. Quite often we see that breakthrough. We saw it here. I was getting a little bit concerned. 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and then we took off. And so I'm looking to see how often this gets tested. The more it gets tested, the weaker it gets. And so we want to see what each daily close is. Is it closing above? Is it closing below? If it's closing above, where is it closing? And if it's closing below, where is it closing also as well? So it'll be very interesting to see. I'm very interested to see the daily close, because there will be ETFs flowing around the place, and we want to see what happens with that over the next couple of days. So this is where we can watch price action very carefully. But let's just say we pop up to one of these top levels, 104, 108 this week, then a 6% drop from these levels. For example, if we do go up to this if we do get rejected here, and a 6% drop from there is only going to be back to where we are. Okay, a further drop to 10% is going to bring us down that 92, 93 level, and a 17% to 20% drop is going to bring us down to that 83,000 level. Conversely, if we were to go up even higher the next couple of days before a drop, and this is a correction is coming, it's just when are we going to see that correction, and the likelihood of that correction coming in the week of Thanksgiving is strong. That doesn't mean that it's going to happen. History doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes. And we have seen Bitcoin follow that historical, as we've seen. We saw the low of the month in the first week of November. We saw it, the pattern repeat earlier. So let's see what happens. So down from here, a 6% drop is only going to bring us really back to 100K. So we could go up to 108 and then come back to that 6% drop. 10% drop is going to bring us to where we are now. And then a 17% drop is going to bring us down to this $89,000 level there, okay? And as we saw yesterday, if this ends up being this little peak here before we drop, then we are bringing in, these 6% level down. For those of you who didn't see yesterday's video, 92, 10% down to that 80, 88, 89, and 17% is down to, we're coming down to that 80, 83, 15% actually is 83, and then we're coming down to 17, 18% is around that $79,000 level. So those are some of the levels that we are looking at. And remember, these candles were recovered fairly quickly. And so it's important for us. We don't want to be people who panic. We don't want to be panicking and getting out of all our positions at all. Simply for me, I'm just making sure all my stop losses are set. In the case of while I'm sleeping, there is a bit of a drop, or if I'm doing something during the day, that I'm protected. So if there's a drop, I'm protected by stop losses. If there's no drop, those stop losses will never get hit. And so it's a win-win scenario, okay? Now, the second thing that I'm doing to prepare for the week of Thanksgiving dip. So number one is I'm setting stop losses and making sure all those stop losses are set on my tokens. Now, for my HODL positions, remember, for my HODL positions, I'm not setting stop losses on my HODL positions because I'm looking, I take profit between 300 to 500%, take the original capital off the table. I am going to have a profit-taking video coming up in the future, but I have shared this quite a few times anyway over the past 6-7 months since we've been here on the YouTube channel. Any swing or day trade positions, I've got to have those stop losses set, and so therefore I will be making sure that those, and people will ask, look, even in a HODL position, if I'm up quite high, well, look, if I'm currently in a HODL position of 300% and I'm waiting for 500%, yes, I may move my stop loss to that 300% to make sure that if I'm stopped out in 300% profit. So that is the exceptions I'm making for my HODL bags, but you can be you. That's the beauty of crypto. You don't have to be me. You can be you. And if you feel like, if there is a drop that's going to come, you can put some stop losses on your HODL positions of where you want to be stopped out of. And where do you put those stop losses in? Luckily for you, I have a cheat sheet which takes you through my stop loss strategy here. If we go to it's in the daily trade section here. If you go to the very top of the daily trade section here, stop loss at entry is ideal, using that, or place a stop loss at the ideal place of the most dollars you'll accept loss on the trade. Or if you're in profit, you want to set your stop loss at the place that you want to accept the most loss of profit on the trade. It's that simple, and it's different for everybody. If you've got $10,000 in a trade, you might set your stop loss very differently to somebody who's got $100 in a trade, okay? And so that's how I set my stop losses there, and there's a tutorial on that as well. Now let's look at Bitcoin dominance, because Bitcoin dominance gave us a bit of a fake out here. It fooled us. It came up over the 50-day moving average, soared above it, retested as support, and then proceeded to break down below it and has broken down. Now on the 4-hour currently, we obviously have a lower low and we have a lower high. What we're wanting to see in on the 4-hour is create another lower low on the 4-hour. That's going to be step number one. But we want to see this repeated on the daily time frame, on the bigger time frame here. We have already seen a lower low, and we haven't yet come up to see a higher high. I'm not going to count that. That's just part of the low there. And so we've got to see a candle below here, which I think we could possibly get. But of course, if we come up and create a new higher high here, then obviously altcoin season is going to have to wait a little bit longer. So I'm not yet confirmed. We do have the lower low. Now we need the lower high. That's what I'm looking for in Bitcoin dominance. And so a lot of people ask, well, if Bitcoin drops, what are the altcoins going to do? And by the way, meme coins are altcoins. Okay, anything that is not Bitcoin is an altcoin. Okay, there's Bitcoin and then there's altcoins. Okay, so hope that helps clarify for those of you who've been asking, who may be new to the market. Very happy to help and answer those questions for all of our wonderful community here. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Now, what's been happening lately? Well, this is interesting because let's look at the liquidation heat maps. Why did we stop at 95? Because there just wasn't any, after we got all the big liquidity at 95, now the liquidity's up here. Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean there was a lot of support at 95 because there just isn't. This is our volume profile. So if we look here, we've got a big hole in this area. Right around this $94,000, $95,000 area is a really big hole here, a big sharp drop down. So if we are to see a capitulation in the market, that area ain't going to hold. It's only stopping there because the market makers are stopping it there. I need everybody to understand that. Very, very, very important. Okay. And they could stop it there again because I'll show you some things on the liquidation charts. If we go to the 12-hour chart, for example, there is some liquidity down there starting to appear again at 96. And of course, we've got it up at 100. And we have been trading in that range. Now we've got a bit of a range between 95 and 100K where market makers are moving liquidity, and all they do is they're taking money. But we do now see, as we come down here, there's more liquidity down here, 48 million down here at 95,000, and there's some little bit of liquidity to the upside. So we could see this little bit of a liquidation market. And this is what could happen. We could just continue to kind of move in that range before we have a drop down and create that Thanksgiving low. Or maybe we just stay in this level and all we're going to get is a drop down to 95 and a 594 maybe, and get a 5-6% low, and that will be the drop as well. And we need to consider that that could possibly be a situation. So nobody should be out there, oh no, panic selling all my situations. That's not what I'm saying. Is being prepared. Number one, having stop losses set. And number two, put your buy orders in now. If there is any drop, put your buy orders in. Identify those levels where there is support. And I like building a position and laddering into a position and having levels down. But I'm identifying those levels and I'm setting those buy orders in now. All my stop losses are set and all my buy orders are set as well. I did de-risk a few positions. There was a few positions that I was up. I was able to take some profits off the table on those, but I stay in the positions. I don't completely want to get out of positions. In case we see a pump, we could see a pump to 104, 108, 110,000 before we have any kind of pullback. We've seen it before, big pumps, moves to the upside to really fake everybody out and say, oh no, the Thanksgiving drop's not coming, and then all of a sudden we come down hard there as well. And if we look at we go through these liquidation levels, we see the market makers just came up and took that 98,800. It's come down a bit. There's more there at 99,360. If we go to the 3-day chart, this is actually very interesting. You can see the amount of liquidity that is above price. So we could well come in, break that 100K, then see a bit of a sell-off there, because if we actually look on the weekly chart here, there is liquidation, loads of liquidation there. If you scroll down, look at this, 60, 70, 75, 40, look at all this money that the market makers could take. Even down here, there's 95 million down at $93,000. There's 124 million down at 91. There's 89 million at 90. 80, another 80 million at 89, and so on. And I don't often go to the monthly. We should have a look at the monthly and see what we can see here. Still, the brightest yellow there on the monthly chart is 179 million at 100K. So it just wouldn't surprise me if we went up a little bit further from here, 100K, and then maybe we see the correction after that. There is a lot of liquidation levels on the table down there to 89,000. And, as we saw, 89,000 would be about a 10% correction there. All right, we're going to wrap that up. Again, as always, thanks for tuning in. Until the next episode, which is the Altcoin Show in a couple of hours at around 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, happy trading.